Well, hello and welcome to EDD 939 Strategic Leadership. And this video is just a brief, hopefully brief, introductory video for the course, and just to help us get a little oriented to the syllabus and just talk a little bit about where we're going with the course and things like that. So I'm glad you're a part of the course this semester, and I'm looking forward to really digging into this material with you. This is the first time that I'm teaching this course. It's a brand new course. We've not offered it before. We've not had it before, and I have personally not taught this kind of a course before. I mean, I've taught elements of this course in different courses. But one course about strategic leadership I've never taught before. So I'm excited about that. And I hope you're looking forward to it as well. I'm going to hop a little bit when I pull the chair up. Sorry about that. And you may be wondering, and I'm going to say more about this in our first lecture video, but you may be wondering, why do we have a course on strategic leadership in an EDD program? That seems more like a business program, management program kind of course. Well, remember, this is an EDD in healthcare, education, and leadership. Some of you are already in leadership positions of one kind or another. Others of you aspire to leadership positions, whether that be in an educational setting or in a healthcare organization. And then some of you, that may not be on your personal radar, so to speak, right now, but once you get the doctorate, you may find those doors opening up. Now, hopefully that doesn't discourage you from continuing in the program, because you may say, I don't want anything, I don't want a leadership position, maybe I should pull out now. No, it isn't that. It's not a guarantee. But I think you'll find that as you get the credentials and as you demonstrate your expertise, opportunities will open up. And those might be formal or informal. And it doesn't mean that you're going to be a college president or a CEO of a healthcare system. It can be a departmental leadership role, department chair, division chair, shift manager, things like that. But I think the skills that are involved in strategic thinking are vital for leaders at all levels. And the one book from the Center for Creative Leadership that you're reading talks about that. And unfortunately, and again, I'm getting ahead of myself, I'm talking about material from our first lecture, so I'll probably repeat myself. But unfortunately, too often we think of strategic thinking and strategic leadership as only being at the top executive level. Really, it should be throughout the organization. That's why I think this course is important, and that's some of what we're going to be talking about this semester. So as we dig into this introductory video, you might want to have the syllabus in front of you. It's not required, but I'm going to walk us through the syllabus and just make some comments about that. If you've been in one of my classes before, I like to do this at the start, just like we would think of this as if this were a face-to-face course, what we would be doing during that first day of class. Part of what we would be doing, by the way, is introducing ourselves to one another. And so this is a good point for me to say one of your assignments for this first week is to hop onto the discussion board there in Canvas and introduce yourself to your classmates. I'm guessing at this point you've probably intersected with one another at some point in one of the courses. Maybe not. Maybe there's a new face in the group. So just introduce yourself. The instructions are there on Canvas, because that's what we would do during our first day if this were a face-to-face course. So let's take a look at the syllabus now. And we'll just kind of walk through it. I'm not going to read it word for word. You all can read, so you can take a look at the individual details, things like that. You see my contact information there. Please feel free to contact me at any time. Let me also give you my cell number right now. And I don't mind you texting me. I don't mind you calling me either. you might want to either shoot me an email and say, can I call you, or text me and identify yourself, because if it's a number I don't recognize, I usually don't answer. As far as a phone call, but if you text me and say, hey, this is so-and-so, wondering if I could give you a quick call, that would be fine, or we can set up a time. But you see my office phone number there, and email. That's the best email to reach me at, and things like that. Oh, my cell number. I should give that to you. My cell is 402-450-2955. 402-450-2955. And so you can reach me there. I'm not on campus very much, and actually, we're still in the midst here of quarantine, so I'm not on campus at all right now. And we don't know. I'm recording this in April. We'll see what happens over the next couple of months. But the Clarkson College plan is that all courses will be offered online this summer. Obviously, ours already are. But what that means is I probably won't be on campus much at all this summer. So if you need to talk with me, just shoot me an email and we can set up a time to visit by phone. And then the course description, there's no prerequisites. I do want to say something about that very quickly on this particular course. I designed this course to come after you have taken the leadership course, EDD 932, as well as EDD 9, well, it used to be 931, now it's 918, the Organizational Systems and Behavior course. It's not a must. If you haven't had both of those courses, or, either one of the courses, or you haven't had one or the other, that's fine. You're going to do fine in this course. I'll walk you through everything that you need to know, because it's not, it doesn't build on the material that much. I might make some references here and there. And in fact, if you took the Organizational Systems and Behavior course, some of this material, I'll warn you, is going to be a little bit of a repeat when we talk about the organizational change. As I said, this is a new course that I've added, so I actually have now pulled that out of that course, the organizational change, and put it into this course because I think it fits here better. So people taking 918 from now on won't have that in that course, but you did, so there's going to be a little bit of repeat here and there. Just happens when you're doing a new course. But you'll be fine. If you haven't had both of those or either one of those, you'll be all right. We'll walk through it together. See the text there? I like both of these texts, and they're not very expensive. I try to keep the price down, so hopefully that will be helpful to you. And we are going to be doing other readings, not just the textbooks. And there'll be article readings throughout. I'm trying to manage reading. That's one piece of feedback I've gotten about some of my courses. I love to read. I'm a big reader. And sometimes I can overwhelm you with the reading. So I'm trying to pull back on that. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that. See the course objectives, my responsibilities, your responsibilities. You can look through all of those. Let's jump down to the calendar for the summer. And like my courses, and I think pretty much we have this consistent in the courses in the EDD program, our course weeks begin on Monday morning, and they go through the following Sunday night. And so that is considered a course week. And the one exception to that, I'll talk a little bit more about this with when things are due. The one exception is the final week of classes, which ends on Friday night. The semester ends on Friday for this summer, Friday, August 7th at 11:59 Central Time. So the course weeks run Monday through Sunday. Just be aware of that. And here and there, and I apologize if you hear my dog barking. She is a beagle. She has a distinct bark, and evidently there's people out in her cul-de-sac doing things that she doesn't think they should do. But if you look, you'll notice that weeks 5 and 6 are together. Weeks 7 and 8 are together. and weeks 9 and 10 are together. I just want to highlight that so that you're not thrown off, because some of the weeks, weeks 1 through 4, each week is a module. But then when we get to 5 and 6, one module for 2 weeks, one module for both weeks 7 and 8, and then one module for weeks 9 and 10. And then back to week 11 and week 12, each being their own week. Just pointing that out to you so that it doesn't throw you off. Now, my goal is to have the modules up ahead of time for you, at least a week at a time ahead of time. If I don't quite make that, I will have course content by the Monday morning that module starts or that week starts. It'll be up by Monday morning. Again, my goal is to have them done ahead of time. That's why I'm recording this in April. So, knock on wood, we'll see how that goes. But you can take a look there at the focus and the topics for the week and what we're doing. I put for readings and for assignments all the way down see Canvas and see Canvas for assignments. Please pay attention to Canvas. And I've done that for a couple of reasons. Rather than putting it in the syllabus and then in Canvas. Because here and there, what happens is I change my mind about what's going to be the assignment or what it's going to look like. And I forget to go back and change the syllabus. And what I found is some students pay attention primarily to the syllabus. And they're not necessarily paying as much attention to Canvas. And so it causes confusion. And you can miss an assignment or do one you weren't supposed to because I changed my mind. So by saying see Canvas, I'm going to keep all of the assignments there in Canvas. And that way you can look there, focus there, and that's your go-to place to know what's due and when it's due. The other reason for that, especially for this course, is, as I mentioned, it's a new course. And so I am still figuring some things out. And I have my thoughts as far as what we're going to do, but readings in particular, they might look a little bit different. So I'm giving myself, I guess, permission there to do that. So make sure that you're looking at Canvas for those. Let's scroll down at the and take a look for a minute at the evaluation methods. You'll see them there. First of all, discussion participation. We're going to have 10 of those, 20 points each. And there's a couple of different discussions that'll be going on most weeks. There is going to be one at least per week, if not a couple on some of them, but at least one per week. That is a graded discussion forum or post. And those will have a rubric. And what you will have with that, and if you scroll down past that, you'll see discussion threads. So that's where some of the information on this is contained. But what I view is the discussion forums, those discussion participations are very, very important. And because when I conduct my face-to-face courses, I like to have lots of discussion, lots of back and forth. And we can't have that live with these courses, so it's done through those forums. The graded discussion participation, what it will be is, and again, there's going to be a rubric, I will give you a prompt of some kind. It might be a question, it might be a reaction to a reading or something like that. And then you will need to write an original post by Thursday of that week, whatever week we're on, Thursday of that week, 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's when you need to have your original post in the discussion forum. And there'll be 12 points that will be used to grade your discussion post, your original post. Was it quality and content, things like that. Then you will have until Sunday night of that same week, 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time, to respond to at least 2 of your classmates' posts. and there'll be 4 points each for that. So there's your 20 points. And so it's possible that you have a stellar original post and you fail to respond to 2 of your classmates, and so you walk away with only 12 out of 20 points for that week. That's possible. And you might look at that and say, well, I had a great post. Why? Because you didn't respond to anyone. Or it's possible that you end up with 8 out of 20 points because you don't put an original post out there and you just respond to 2 classmates and they're really good responses, but you didn't put original. So it is possible. I don't think that we're going to have that problem. I've not had an issue yet with any of the classes I've taught and students. I mean, everybody's been very good about getting those posts and having really good quality posts and having good quality responses to one another. So that's what that's about. There's going to be 10 of those at 20 points each. Now also, maybe not every week, but probably close to every week, there's going to be another discussion question of some kind. And those aren't graded. And I say that with apprehension because I don't want you to ignore them, though. I really want you to try and respond to those non-graded discussion posts, because that's where one of the advantages of face-to-face doctoral programs is we could be sitting around in the classroom and kicking around ideas and discussing them live. And there's a lot of value in a doctoral program with that. Now, there's a ton of value in an online doctoral program. But one of the things you miss out is that discussion. And it's stuff that comes up. And so I'm going to have probably at least one of those a week that'll be related to what we're talking about that week. And it's going to be more, what do you think about this? Or have you thought about this? And then you would respond and react to those. And again, those are not graded. And I'm not making them graded because I want to take some of the pressure off. Because I've had, multiple graded discussion posts in a week before, and students then it's, they're emailing me and I'm sorry, I can't get to it, or they feel rushed and they're not quality responses anyway. So I want to take that pressure off, but I do want you to participate in those. They're not graded. I recognize that. Reading responses. You're going to have 6 of these over the course of the semester at 20 points each, and there'll be more information in Canvas about that, but basically that's going to be responses primarily to the 2 books you're reading, and you're going to read certain chunks and then submit responses about that. And again, instructions will be there in Canvas for you. An organizational book report. I'm going to direct you to Canvas for more details, but basically you're going to identify a book that deals with strategic thinking and strategic analysis. So one that immediately comes to mind, and the Center for Creative Leadership book references this book a couple of times, but it's a book called Good to Great, written a few years ago now by a guy named Jim Collins. And he has some others, and other ones Built to Last. But I love the book Good to Great. That would be a good one that you could use for this book report. And again, more information coming. Organizational analysis. You're going to select an organization, can be one you're part of, and you're going to analyze certain parts of it. What's their mission, vision, value statement? Do they have a strategic plan? What evidences do you see of strategic thinking, strategic planning, strategic leadership, those kind of things? Details will be there in Canvas. And then the final one is an organizational change case study. I will provide the case for you. You'll read it, and then you'll write an analysis paper for me based on the principles of organizational change. So hopefully that's pretty straightforward. Like I said, those assignments will be there in Canvas described for you. By the point you're watching this, at least reading responses and organizational book report should be posted. If not, the other 2 as well, depending on when I get those. But those are due at the latter part of the semester. One other thing that I do want to mention on discussion, and this is another discussion forum that is present there for you to take a look at, and it's one just called Instructor's Corner. And that's just set up for you to ask me questions. If you have some general questions about an assignment, a lot of times the questions you have, other people have as well. As much as I think I'm clear, and it all makes so much sense to me, I know that's not always the case, right? And so you're going to have questions, and that's fine. You can ask them there, and then I'll respond to them, and that way everybody can see. Now, if it's a question that's more personal in nature, specific to your assignment, that maybe, not everyone, it's just, I don't mean personal like you want to, but just more, nobody else cares. Just email those to me. That's fine. You can, again, either through my Clarkson or through Canvas. But that instructor's corner is there for you to ask questions, or, hey, you said this assignment was going to be there and it's not. I hope that doesn't happen. But those kind of things, or maybe even you have questions about navigating Canvas or something like that. So that's I would just wanted to draw your attention to that. And if nobody uses it, nobody uses it. That's fine. It's just there in case you need it. I think that covers everything that I wanted to talk about. Oh, lectures. Overall, you can expect to have about an hour to an hour and a half each week of lectures. That's not going to be all in one shot. I'm going to try my best to keep lectures to about 20 to 25 minutes, because I know it can get long sitting there watching 50, 60, 70 minutes of lecture at one shot. So I'm going to try and keep those 20 to 25 minutes so you can watch them and move on. Those will be available. They're going to primarily be this format of me talking. I'll also have the PowerPoints that I'm referencing. Those will be there so you can download those and look at those while I'm talking about the material. I'm excited about this course. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you are too. Please let me know what questions you have, and jump into it, and we'll enjoy this ride together. Have a great day.